Why do I still have to keep going through this shit with you? Like every single time. This is why I do not trust you. Like, why am I still with you? I don't think we're gonna make it. I just do not trust him.
Have you ever been in a relationship with a person you didn't fully trust? And if so, what made you stay?
Yes, audience. And don't ever do it.
I'm gonna have to say yes, but the person that I didn't trust was myself. I knew that based off of the circumstances of our relationship, it was long distance. I don't see her all the time. I'm up here, and then when she come up, it's like we not necessarily 100% on the same page. You know, I'm ready to say like whatever happens happens because I'm with you. And she's like, if this happens, then blah 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 da 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 da, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Okay.
don't have me nowhere in the picture.
Yes.
So I'm like, you already throwing me, and my energy's starting to change. So I'm like, next time I see her, next time she come up here, I'm gonna have to be real.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. I have to lay it out there, because if she says I'm willing to change or I'm willing to move forward, and it fails, then you know that might have been on me.
Right.
You know, but if she says no, I'm not, and I already told myself that I cannot deal with that, then I have to be honest with myself. And I didn't trust myself to just be like, all right, cool, you know, whatever comes out. Either she was gonna say what I wanted to hear, or we was done.
Yeah.
So I had to be like, well, this is it, you know. No hard feelings or whatever. You know, I still got love for her to this day. She's married with kids and all of that, and I'm in a better situation as well. So it is what it is. And that's a perfect example of how, you know, like stuff like that kind of got to happen. You have to trust that that's true, because for that to for that, in order for you to be who you are, in order for you to be better, in order for you to grow, you got to go through stuff like that.
Yeah.
Reckoning, honesty, like being real. Like you basically staring yourself in the mirror at
Being
that point.
vulnerable.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
I have experienced relationships where I didn't fully trust the person, but you know, relationships, one of the most beautiful things you experience in relationships is you learn, right? Because if you stay in the house, you know, locked in your bedroom by yourself, you're just relying on your own thoughts and your own philosophies. When you are into relationships with other people, you now get to test your philosophies out. You get to learn new things that the other person shares and imparts upon you. So I think what I learned most, even though I didn't fully trust my partner at the time, what I learned most was the importance of trusting your own judgment. To be honest with you, I was really shallow, because I stayed with him because he was, you know, fly. And I was like, oh, this is a look. Like, this is the look that I want. I would never suggest doing that, ever, because it changes you as a person. And that person does not like you, man.
I feel like everybody has been in a relationship like that. With me, like I said before, like it was like lust at the end of the day. Whereas like, you know, she's pretty and everything like that, but it got to a point where it's like I was pouring a lot into myself and trying to make myself better.
Yeah.
And then the fact that I'm not seeing the same on her side, you know, I just, you know, I was still involved in a relationship at the time, but I was like, you know, peeping stuff from a distance somewhat, where it's like, okay, you want to go out with your girlfriends and party every weekend and stuff like that, but then when you're short on cash to try to pay your phone bill or pay your phone off, the girls that you hanging out with, they can't even put in $50 each to like try to help you take care of that. But those are the people you spend your time with. But then you want to call me because you know I got it to help you out, you know, to solve your problem. So I didn't stay there long, you know what I mean? I still got the note in my safe right now saying, hey, here's that 500. I'm gonna need that back.
Okay. Has your trust ever been broken, and what caused it?
A lot. And then I learned that that person didn't deserve my trust. But what caused it? For example, something simple. He say, she say. Like, I don't believe in, I don't partake in that.
Right.
Like, you tell me something, it stays with me.
Right.
I tell you something, I expect it to stay with you.
Right.
So I go talking to somebody else, and they randomly tell me what I told you, and I'm like, how do you know that?
Is it normally easy or hard for you to develop trust for people?
Easy,
Okay.
because I trust everyone, until you give me a reason. Oh, I don't trust you no more.
Just being fully transparent and candid, the very first person I fell in love with, they cheated on their partner to be with me, and they even lied to me a little bit to get what they wanted out of me and all that stuff. And that really fucked me up because I was really young at the time and I didn't know much of anything. I didn't know any better. And like I said earlier, I don't have that much or that many romantic experiences. So I kind of dove deep into that one since that was like my first. And then when it ended the way it ended and everything happened, it kind of rewired and changed my whole idea of what love and romance and everything was, because since that was my first, that was my only. And since that was my only, that's all I knew at the time. So I had to retrain myself into trusting people a little bit different, because that really left me like, for a long time, I was just, I don't like people. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to deal with people because I don't want to open myself back up to that kind of hurt, because I'm a very trusting person. I'm a very loving person. But the thing that did change is I had to learn how to keep certain things closed off to protect myself, rather than being such an open person for everybody to just kind of delve into my energy and do whatever, you know.
You have to trust yourself, because trusting other people, I mean, people are people. People gonna people, you know, and they may do exactly what you would prefer for them to do, or they may do something else, because we all have our own individual walk in life.
Have trust issues with past partners affected how you approach relationships?
I would say yes, but for me in a positive way, because I know everyone is not like him. And I think a lot of people get hung up on, this person did this to me, so the next relationship that another person could do the same thing, instead of realizing that person did that because of A, B, C, and D. You know, they may have had trauma, they may have issues with their family, and that might be the result of why they did whatever they did for you to lose trust in them and to break up. It starts with you to understand, like, this is what happened in this relationship, and be like, you know what, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to forgive this person, because forgiveness is also a key. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is really for you, because I asked my ex to forgive me. He said no. But I needed to forgive myself, because I know that I hurt him. And I knew that that would hurt him in the long run, and how he interacts with other people. But I knew I didn't want that to affect me, so I had to let it go. I had to be like, you know what? I forgive everyone.
Right.
Because I want my next relationship to be fruitful. I want it to be ending in kids. I want it to be ending in grandkids. I want it to end in my multi-billion-dollar company, late bloomer, period. And I didn't have that when I was married. And a lot of people think like, oh, you made this vow. You shouldn't break the vow. I made a vow to be happy. So if my marriage is not making me happy, and after trying for years of trying to get it to the point of I can trust, I can build, I can grow and evolve.
Nice.
If I can't do those things, then why are we doing this?
I feel like one of the biggest problems or reasons like a lot of people have issues with trust is that we all forget that we're all humans, and that we all are experiencing almost the same shit in the world. Like, we all have to wake up every day, go to work, do things, survive. And I think we forget that because of our own personal and very specific experiences that we have done that have changed us and shaped our minds and shapes our way of being. So I think if people just step out of themselves a little bit and understand that, yeah, I have this way of being and I have this way of living, but this other person that I may want to share my life with or may come in contact with, they have their way of living and their way of being, I feel like trust and trusting would be a lot easier of a conversation or subject or thing to just do.
Just